Welcome to Smash Metafiction, the podcast where we stop yelling at each other for a moment and realize maybe we're not so different after all. And then, after staring into each other's eyes for a while, maybe we kiss. I don't know. My name is Claire. I'm hosting this thing. Joining me this week are Liz Logan.
What up?
Meganbob.
No, I just like air kisses. Mwah.
Dan Mulcairn.
Hello, cuties.
Aww.
And Kit Mulcairn.
Tom, Bo, the kit smooch, if you deserve it.
This week, it's the series premiere of Shipwrecked, the brand new reality dating show where lonely singles from all across the multiverse cross over for 3 rounds of epic speed dating. In the end, each contestant will secretly slip their digits to the person that they want to go on a second date with. If 2 contestants end up joined at the ship and pick each other, then we will have a new OTP. But if a contestant picks someone who doesn't pick them back, then their ship is sunk. Will these sailors of the stormy seas of love finally meet a mate who floats their boat, or will they be forced to abandon ship? I'm your host, Yvonne Detgodaway.
All right.
First up, let's meet this week's 4 fabulous contestants. Contestant 1, why don't you introduce yourself and tell us a little bit about who you are and what you do?
My name is Kratos. I am from Sparta, which is in Greece.
Oh, and what do you do, Mr. Kratos?
What I do is not of your concern, nor would you want to know. It is my burden to bear, alone.
Okay, but I have to write something down on this form, so...
It does not matter.
All right. Unemployed? And, Mr. Kratos, what are you looking for in a partner?
Preferably someone that doesn't get killed or die. This will be number 3 for me.
I see.
Oh, no.
And what is it you think that you could offer to one of these potential partners?
Strength, and my body is very hot in bed. Perfect for the cold weather we would live in.
Wow. Well, after talking to you, can I just say, and I don't say this to everyone who comes through here, but you seem like a real catch. Why is it you think that you haven't been able to find the right one?
You ask too many questions. I'm done.
All right, let's move on to contestant number 2. Contestant number 2, why don't you introduce yourself and tell us a little bit about who you are and what you do?
My name is Talizora Vas Normandy.
Yay!
And I'm Korean. Obviously, the biosuit is a bit of a giveaway. And I'm a machinist.
A machinist, that's very interesting. And what is it that you're looking for in a partner?
I'm looking for someone who's worth taking a lot of antibiotics for.
Wait, what do you mean by that?
So for Koreans, our immune system could be better. The biosuit does help with that, but romance for us can be dangerous.
I see. And for all that risk, what do you think you could offer to a potential partner?
I think I bring a lot of support to any relationships that I'm in, but also really great hips.
Wow. Well, after talking to you, can I just say, and I don't say this to everyone who comes through here, but you seem like a real catch. Why is it that you think that you haven't been able to find the right one?
I think that I haven't found love because mostly my life has been focused on helping my friends to not die.
I see. Well, you seem to have a better track record with that than our last contestant. All right, let's move on to contestant number 3. Contestant number 3, why don't you introduce yourself and tell us a little bit about who you are and what you do?
Yes, hello. My name is Bruce Banner. I'm kind of in between things right now, I guess you could say. I was an atomic physicist for quite some time. Quite successful, not to brag or anything, that's just the way it was. I had a very nice government contract for a while. I was helping them to develop some new weaponry. That didn't go great. So since then I've been doing a lot of traveling, been trying to find myself, find my place in the world, trying to find my new normal, I guess you would say.
Well, we've all gone through tough times in our lives before, but hopefully through finding love, maybe you can turn things around a little bit. What is it that you're looking for in a partner?
So someone who is patient, someone who's understanding, someone who can maybe run fairly quickly. and maybe someone who doesn't yell a lot.
I see. Maybe an athlete?
Oh, yeah, that would be a very soft-spoken athlete would be great.
And in return, what is it that you think you could offer to a potential partner?
Oh, well, I'm very thoughtful. I think I'm fairly witty. I'm very good about giving personal space. I do a lot of yoga, a lot of breathing exercises. I'm not the sort of person who looks for a fight. You know, I'm always looking to resolve conflicts before they become too heated. So yeah, I think I have a lot to offer.
Wow. Well, after talking to you, can I just say, and I don't say this to everyone who comes through here, but you seem like a real catch. Why is it you think that you haven't been able to find the right one?
Well, sometimes my friend, my close personal friend doesn't always get along with everyone.
I see. Tell me more about this friend of yours.
I just, you know how it is when people enter into your life and then they don't really leave your life as much as you might want them to, and they just sort of change the way everything about your life goes from then on out, and it's fine though. It's all very manageable and everything is fine.
All right. Poor communication skills. Let's move on. Contestant number 4. Why don't you introduce yourself and tell us a little bit about who you are and what you do?
My lady, you may call me Sir Didymus.
Sir Didymus, why don't you introduce yourself and tell us a little bit about who you are and what you do?
I have been appointed by the Goblin King himself to guard the Bog of Eternal Stench. And that's about it. But it's very important, for some reason.
And what is it that you're looking for in a partner?
A brave fair lady with virtue true, or a noble knight who shall aid in my life's mission, which is just the bog. It's very lonely.
And what is it that you think you can offer to a potential partner, apart from, you know, the bog?
My lady, I will offer you a heart that is loyal and a staff that will never bend or break, no matter how hard the head.
Wow. Well, after talking to you, can I just say, and I don't say this to everyone who comes through here, but you seem like a real catch. Why is it you think that you haven't been able to find the right one?
Well, the bog has its downsides, though. I find it to be quite fragrant, so perhaps a lady or a gentleman who has lost their sense of smell would be preferable, but such a thing that could be overlooked for someone as... Excuse me, sorry, I must have to excuse myself temporarily. Ambrosius!
It is now time for our first round of dating, where our contestants are gonna go to an alley, take off their shoes, and grab their balls. What? No, not like that. Keep your mind out of the gutter, because we're going bowling. In order to see who's going to be paired up with whom in round 1, I'm going to consult Shipwrecked's own proprietary supercomputer system that we call the Erotic Randomization Operating System, or EROS. So let me punch in all of the relevant information that I gathered during the interviews for our contestants, and let's see what sort of couples it makes. Just give it a second as it runs its calculations. Beep boop, 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 dee-dung, dee-dung. And the results are in. Our first couples will be Kratos and Sir Didymus.
Oh, God!
And Talizora and Bruce Banner. Let's start off by checking in on our first pair of lovebirds, or should I say, alley cats. That's right, Kratos and Sir Didymus.
Shoes? Must I wear shoes? Are their shoes small enough?
I also do not need shoes. I suggest we get balls.
Oh, the store policy says that you can't go onto the alley without purchasing some of our shoes.
Well, what is your smallest size?
I've walked out by now. I'm walking towards the balls.
I think this is a size 3 children's.
He puts a little paw in it, and clearly it does not stay. Well, if this is the law, he forks up a little bit, grabs his little shoes, jumps off the counter, and walks with the shoes as best he can.
So at this point, I come in through the very large double doors with 2 boulders under my arms that I fashioned.
You just got them from outside?
Yes, I went to the cliff and pulled out some boulders, and I just come up to Didymus and I'm like, I did not find satisfactory balls. I found us these.
My, you are quite strong. Are you a knight, Sir Kratos?
No, I am not a good man.
Oh. Oh, really? Well, may I ask what you do for a living? And Sir Didymus asks this while he is trying very hard to pick up a small bowling ball.
It's actually just like a ball from the ball pit.
Why are you getting a ball? I have this boulder here.
Well, that's true. How very rude of me. I should use the balls that you have brought us.
Here. And I drop one down and it just lands with a crash.
So what is it you do?
It does not matter. I do not talk about my past.
Well, I can understand that, I suppose. How about you bowl the first round?
Things seem to be going well for our first pair of pin pals. Now, let's check in on Talizora and Bruce Banner. Will our second pair be bowled over by each other's skills on and off the lanes, or will they decide to make like a 7-10 and split?
Hi, I checked at the snack bar. They said they didn't have any dextro protein nachos. I asked if anything they carried was dextro protein, and the guy said he thought the water was, so I got you a water. I hope that's okay.
That's okay. I'm very used to having to travel with my own food, or you just not eat for a little bit. But that's okay. Did you find shoes that fit you?
Yeah, I mean, I try to find shoes that are flexible or stretchy or otherwise just extremely inexpensive. So I definitely came upon the latter. So they're not great, they're not comfortable, but they, they'll do their purpose. How about you? I noticed your feet don't exactly
It's okay. I guess I'll just get the largest size that they have and sort of tie them on. Maybe they have extra laces? I don't know. Do you like bowling?
Well, I did it a little bit when I was in college. One of my classmates, Tony, and I used to go bowling all the time, but he never really got into it enough for me. He was usually more interested in flirting with the girl behind the counter, and so it was mainly just me, just bowling by myself. I mean, I'm okay with it. How about you?
I've never really bowled before, but you seem a little nervous with all the sounds and everything, but there's a pool table if you would rather do that.
Oh, could we please? That would be, it's just, the loud music in here and the sound of the pins getting knocked over. It's just, yeah,
that's fine.
Billiards is much more my style.
Okay, I also have never played this before, but it looks like pretty basic geometry.
Oh yes, it's quite rudimentary actually. Once you discover the angles and the pressure that you need to provide, it all becomes pretty straightforward.
Oh, okay, all right. So let's go do that then, and then we can give back these pretty disgusting shoes that we are touching for some reason.
I'm gonna be honest. I actually I didn't come in with any shoes. I had a little bit of an accident on the way to the bowling alley, so had to grab a change of clothes, so you can return your shoes. I think I'm actually gonna keep mine.
Are you okay? It sounds like a pretty serious accident if you had to change all of your clothes.
Well, I mean, as I always say, any damage below 7 digits is one I can live with.
I have a friend who's a little bit like that.
Do you?
No, I don't think on purpose, but she's definitely broken a lot of very expensive things. Usually for a good reason, but sometimes just because things have gone wrong. There was that fish tank.
Yeah. Boy, I could tell you some stories about fish tanks. Ugh.
I'd hate to interrupt, but if you guessed that this trip to the alley was going to be a walk down Easy Street, guess again, because it's time for The Wrinkle.
Oh no.
Up until now, you've been bowling just for fun, but now it's time for things to get serious. For if you look at the lane next to your own, you will see your fellow shipmates' contestants. And if you look above your lanes, you will see the scores that you have gained so far. I can see that Team Talizora and Bruce Banner still haven't bowled a frame, but that's fine. And Team Kratos' lane seems to be damaged a bit. But by the end of tonight, whichever team gets the greatest combined score for a 10-frame game is going to win a fabulous prize package. That's right, free bowling at this alley for a year. Only redeemable on Sundays, limit once per month. So which team is going to be able to get the higher score by the end of this round? Let's jump back over to Team Kratos and Sir Didymus to see how their date is going.
It seems that the lane is quite large now. So this is good. I've never played this game before. Have you, Sir Kratos?
No, but I am large.
Also, the screen is broken and my back has given out, but I will recover.
I'm going to say that the little arm descends to refill the pins after the last frame, and one pin comes down. The rest have been lost.
Surely we can take down this pin.
At this point, like, I recall my axe to my arm and just throw it at the pin, having given up on the actual bowling aspect. There, I've taken care of it. Does that impress you?
Quite a bit, actually.
The frame comes down and the one pin is still there. It restocked it.
What sorcery is this?
I run and knock the pin down in Spartan rage.
My, that is quite some night. Didymus dabs his furry forehead with a napkin.
He's doing that as I'm like, just wrecking everything in the pin restocker. Like, I'm just like, how dare you!
Cutting back to Bruce Banner and Talizora, have you decided to start actually bowling, or are you just going to keep doing other stuff?
Well, now that we know there's a contest at this stage.
I know. I mean, are you competitive?
Well, I try not to get my blood pumping too much, but I think we have a shot. At least we can certainly give it oh, what happened to this bowling alley? Oh no, did I black out again?
No, you've been next to me the whole time.
Oh, it's that pale bearded man.
Yeah, he looks like, I don't know how this game is played, but I mean, he's very effective. Are those computers over there? Is that how it's scored?
Well, yes, it keeps track of the pins that you knocked down.
Oh, okay. You know what? Just stand in front of me for a second.
Oh, okay. No, that's fine.
It's asking me for a name. What do you want your name to be in here?
You can say David. That's a name that
David,
I sometimes
okay.
go by when I'm on the road.
Okay. All right, David and hips. Okay. All right, so that's put in, and now I just have to connect these
All right, so
things and do
these
this.
pins are going to
and
go
look,
down.
we won. There you go.
Oh, whew.
Well, I mean, according to the computer, which obviously is lying, but I mean,
that's-
technically.
Oh, that's a relief. The last time I got a 7-10 split, it was, whew boy, not a pretty sight.
Well, it looks like round one is over. It looks like Talizora and Bruce Banner each scored a perfect 300, and Kratos and Sir Didymus got a not applicable. So,
How can this be? We've defeated all the pins.
so it looks like Talizora and Bruce Banner are the winners. Tally and Bruce, what do you have to say about that?
Oh, I really have to credit my partner here for what she did. It was very impressive. Reminds me of Tony in some ways, actually.
And Kratos and Sir Didymus, how are you taking this loss?
I would not be surprised to learn that this bowling alley is truly a part of the labyrinth itself. It confounds me.
I already know I am cursed, so this is not a surprise.
It's time for round two, where our contestants have to complete a challenge that always puts lead in my pencil. They aren't running away from each other, but they are trying to capture each other. We're heading to an art studio, where our contestants have to draw portraits of one another using a medium of their choice. Can these painterly paramours pull beauty out of the eye of the beholder and smear it on a canvas? Let's find out. Time to once again run spinthebottle.exe. Let's see how Eros matches up the couples for round two. Beep boop, beep boop, beep boop, beep boop. Dee-dung, dee-dung. This round will be Talizora paired up with Sir Didymus and Kratos with Bruce Banner. Let's start off by checking in on Talizora and Sir Didymus. They say a picture is worth 1,000 words. Let's see if this couple chooses their words carefully.
Lady Zora, it is a pleasure to meet you.
It is a pleasure to meet you, Sir Didymus.
Are you a fan of the arts?
Yes, but not usually the visual arts. I like music a lot, but I don't usually have time to do much painting or drawing. But I'm willing to give it a shot. What medium are you using?
Well, I brought a little bit of my own mud from my beloved swamp. Oh, see, people seem to be clearing some space. That's lovely. How convenient.
You know, that biosuit is pretty good at filtering things out, but that mud is impressive.
Isn't it just?
So are you going to use a paintbrush?
Well, actually, I have my own. I've made it from a reed from the very same bog. You fray the end a little bit, and he's starting to mix a little bit of water in with the mud and starts slathering it on to the fucking canvas like goddamn Bob Ross, like a tiny fox Bob Ross. And what would you be painting, Lady Zora?
So if I'm going to capture you, I think, well, you have a lot of soft edges. You're very fluffy. So I may be thinking felting. Yeah, so I've got this felt that they had prepared earlier for some reason. This is the most thorough art studio that I have ever seen. So I will be sewing a version of you. It'll be sort of soft sculpture.
Oh, you flatter me, my lady.
Looks like things are going well so far for Sir Didymus and Tally, but let's hope they don't end up painting themselves into a corner. Time to check on Bruce Banner and Kratos.
Oh, you're that pale bearded man from the bowling alley.
I did not notice you.
Well, you were, you were a little distracted at the... You are a very muscular individual. Has anyone ever told you that?
No.
Fair enough.
Why is your skin tinged green?
Oh boy. It's fine. It's all fine. Why don't you, tell me about what you're going to be doing here for the art project that we're all here for?
You are very strange, little green man.
Well, alright. Don't have to call me names.
I will paint you in green on a vase from my homeland.
Is that a Grecian urn?
Yes. Here you can see me posing when I did things I do not wish to talk about, but I will put you on the back to
So
cement.
this is a pre-painted urn that you're using. Okay, well, I mean, I guess I was kind of hoping to get a little more of the spotlight, but no, it's fine. It's fine. That's a totally fine decision for you to make. I'm actually going to be doing some metal work. I was a steel worker for a little bit, so I have, some crafting skills. So I have some scrap metal lying around. I think, some, like, a little bit of a reclaimed look might be kind of interesting. I have a big mound of steel wool for your beard that I think is going to work out nicely, so...
You sound like you need more training.
I mean, I'm not an expert, but I've been trained. I know what I'm doing. I can put something together just fine.
I like my idea.
Your idea of painting me on the back of an urn and then I go to get training for something I already know how to do? That's your idea?
I think it is a good idea.
Well, I don't know that I agree with you, Kratos. To be honest, I kind of feel like what you're doing is...
You are getting greener, small green man.
I'd hate to interrupt, but watching these couples paint portraits together is worse than watching paint dry, am I right? It's time for the wrinkle. Up until now, you've been making art in easy mode. Anyone can make a beautiful portrait working from a reference, but can you capture the face of your beloved from memory? For the remainder of the state, there's going to be a curtain drawn across the middle of the room, separating you from your subject. You can still speak to one another, but let's hope that you've been remembering to study one another without looking at your features, because for the rest of this challenge, you'll have to draw your subject without looking at them. Let's go back to Tally Zora and Sir Didymus and see how things are going for them.
So how many whiskers would you say that you have?
Roughly 26. On my good days.
Okay, then I will try to find that many of these pipe cleaners.
I was really hoping it'd be pipe cleaners.
Do you want your whiskers all to be white, or do you want kind of a fun multicolor look?
Ooh, multicolored. Let's do that. If I like the appearance, perhaps I will dye my whiskers. Lady Zora, is purple your favorite color?
Yeah, I'd say so, but I mean, it's hard to get that many clothes. So I come from a flotilla, so it's not a lot of resources there. So I don't have that many color options. So I definitely do like purple, but I don't know if I like purple because that's what there was, or because I like purple. But I like it now. How's your painting going?
Oh, well, if it is all right to sneak this past the curtain. He kind of pulls it past the curtain and he shows Tali somehow with just like mud and water. It's a photorealistic version of Tali.
Keela, that's incredible. You did all of that with the reed and mud?
Yes, I know it's not much, but...
No, it's incredible. I think you should have a showing at the gallery.
Really?
I think you should probably be very famous. Do you have a gallery in the bog that you hang out in?
No, but perhaps I can start one. Maybe it'll actually make people come by.
I would go visit your bog gallery. This is amazing.
Tali, you are absolutely invited to the bog. I mean, we can't let the king find out. I'm technically supposed to be guarding it from people. But for you, anything.
I mean, I know compared to yours, it's not nearly as good. But here is the plush woolen version of you. It's like maybe a third the size of Sir Didymus, and it's a little bit lopsided and a little bit understuffed, but most of the colors are right, except for a lot of, like, the eyebrows are a little crazy, and maybe twice the amount of eyebrows that you would normally have, and then also all of the multicolored pipe cleaner whiskers.
Lady Zora, you have truly captured my night spirit. Thank you.
That's what I was thinking of whenever I made those whiskers.
I haven't seen a bunch of hearts this Baroque since the Renaissance.
Oh.
What? Sorry.
You fucking art major. You were so happy when you wrote that down.
Let's see how things are going in the other room. Seems like whatever's going on in there's kind of loud. How are things going for Kratos and Bruce Banner?
Puny beard man think he can paint Hulk on back of Ern. Hulk not belong on back of Ern. Beard man think he disguised himself as Metal Man, but Hulk know better, and Hulk smash!
The green one is angry.
Beard one hiding somewhere, hiding behind curtain. Hulk find Beard man!
Oh, good. I was just about to put a green splotch on the vase.
You put Hulk on front of face, Beard man.
I did. I put you next to my arm. I am hugging you.
Why Hulk so puny? Make Hulk bigger. Bigger muscles. More green muscles.
I do not wish to paint this anymore. Do you want to go outside and just wrestle?
Hulk thought you never ask.
It's time for round 3. I don't know about the rest of you, but all of this physical and mental activity has certainly worked up my appetite. It's time to take a break from all these complicated challenges and blow off some steam with drinks, dancing, and dinner at the most romantic first date restaurant in town, the Take My Breath Cafe. For now, at least, there aren't going to be any tasks to perform, apart from knowing which fork to use. Also, as an additional treat, to ensure that these young lovers look their best for this final date, each contestant's going to get a few hours with a personal hair, makeup, and wardrobe team to put together a formal evening wear outfit. Let's check in with our contestants and see what sorts of looks they were able to put together.
I've decided to go with my throwback look. I am wearing a traditional Spartan warrior skirt. I have added a necklace, which is apparently very in these days. I think it will spice up my very interesting personality.
So the biosuit is pretty much a requirement. So I haven't done so much at the fashion department, although I am wearing my 2 sexiest belts that I have. And then I have had, I don't know what to call it. It's like nail polish, but for metal. So some of the like metal accents on my biosuit I have spiced up with this chromatic color. It's like, looks like oil on water. It's very nice.
Puny fashion team tried to put Hulk in formal purple pants. They come in, they think they tell Hulk how to dress, how to look, how to act, but Hulk show them, Hulk smash all of them. But in confusion, one of them managed to get bow tie around Hulk's neck. Hulk is strongest one there is, and yet Hulk cannot remove bow tie. It vexes Hulk. Cannot get fingers underneath it, but Hulk will. Oh, yes, Hulk will. And when Hulk do, Hulk smash puny bow tie.
Your fine clothing team has found a suit appropriate for a knight. It's a bit of a tabard style with a small red capelet, and they've seemed to have tamed my eyebrows a little bit here, and applied this strange wax to my whiskers and curled them upwards. They called this a hipster look. Very in. They even gave Ambrosius a leather collar. How kind of them.
There are still so many possible permutations for how we can match these couples that I couldn't possibly figure out a new match for round 3, so let's once again consult our dear friend Eros and see what sort of couples we get for round 3. Beep, boop, beep, beep, boop, beep, 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 boop. De-dung, de-dung. And the results are in. Our first couple will be Kratos and Talizora, and our second couple will be Hulk and Sir Didymus. Let's start off by checking in on Kratos and Talizora, who are having some drinks together at the bar. Will their personalities mix together into a pleasing cocktail, or will they end up on the rocks?
Gods, what is on your face?
It's my biosuit. What exactly is on all of you?
Are you talking about my tattoo?
Is that what that is?
It is in memory of my brother, who was killed quite violently. I avenged him.
Well, I'm so sorry that you lost him, but it sounds like you did a good job avenging him.
I avenged him, and then I killed all the gods on Mount Olympus. And then I became a god. I am a god. What have you done today?
I have not done nearly as much as that, but since you phrased it that way, did you do all of that in one day?
No. Over the course of 3 games, actually.
Oh, okay. So maybe in 3 games, I too will be a god. Also, could you pass me that straw? I can't really drink out of a cup like this.
I do not know what you're doing with this straw.
I'm using it as an emergency induction port. Because I definitely will need more wine to hear the rest of your story.
I like the way you talk. You seem like a nice lady.
Oh, thank you. You seem like sometimes you are probably pretty nice. Although, I don't know, you led with the god thing very early on.
Here's your straw.
So what do you normally eat? Where do you come from?
I can't remember when I actually had to eat. I mostly survived on lots of sex.
That is a hell of a diet, Kratos.
So how does that work with you?
Okay, so I don't know how you feel about sterilization in terms of like washing and things, but that would definitely be the step 1 of many steps.
Let's see if things are going just as well down at the other end of the bar, where Bruce Banner and Sir Didymus are getting to know each other. Remember, there's no chaser that can wash down a bad first impression.
Why they make drinks so tiny? I'll keep crashing drinks.
Oh, I'm quite sorry, Sir Hulk. Yes, Didymus looks down at his little information card about the date and says Sir Banner, but he's like, he throws the card over his shoulder. The drinks appear quite large to me, but perhaps they can find a bowl to serve you a drink. Waiter! Oh, he's moving faster away.
Waiter! Come here, tiny fluffy thing have question.
Yeah, what can I do for you?
Perhaps you could serve Sir Hulk here a drink in your largest punch bowl.
Yes, and very tiny for tiny fluffy thing.
Thank you, Sir Hulk. So kind.
I think I have to charge you based on the volume, if that's all right. It might get a little pricey.
Studio is comping this.
Sir, I will have you know that is quite discriminatory. He cannot help his size. He's clearly a mighty warrior and has fought many battles. If not, he benches quite a lot.
I'm gonna have to check with my manager.
Hulk smash manager! Hulk like you, tiny thing. You speak reason. You see that Hulk just want friend. Just want to be accepted. Want find not tiny drink that his hands won't crush immediately.
Sir, you remind me of a large friend I have. He had a great spirit like yours.
You have friend like Hulk?
Yeah, pretty similar. He's more furry. How are you with rocks?
Rockman come. He say clobbering time. But it is him who get clobbered by Hulk!
Oh, well, that is how you are a little bit different from Ludo, I suppose.
Yes. Me find this Ludo and me smash!
Oh, that would be something to see indeed.
I'd hate to interrupt, but cocktail hour is over. It's time for dinner, and you know what that means. Time to close out your tabs, everyone. Oh, just got the receipt. I can't read it, can't make it out. There's something covering it. Oh, I see what it is. It's the wrinkle.
Oh my god.
It's time for the contestants to eat their dinner, but unfortunately for them, they don't get to sit back and enjoy something made by one of Take My Breath Cafe's top chefs. Our contestants are going to be taken back to the kitchen one by one, where they have to prepare a dinner for their date. Have you been paying close enough attention to know what your date would like for dinner? It's time to find out. Let's start with Tally Zora. What are you making for dinner for Kratos?
He hasn't been very forthcoming as far as food goes, so I'm really having to wing it. He's very strong, so he looks like a guy who probably eats a lot of meat, but also like a guy who probably doesn't think too much about what he's eating. So this is a pretty charred steak that I made. And then these are some haphazardly chopped potatoes that are mostly cooked, because I don't think he's a person who really wants to have to think about food too much. But I did make this really nice sauce to put on top of them, which is like spicy and green. It's like a chimichurri type thing. That's what the chef said it was.
And Kratos, what are you making for dinner for Tally?
Well, when we were at the bar, she had to use a induction port. So I have prepared her a kale, spinach, apple, watermelon smoothie for her to imbibe through her induction port.
Oh, that's really sweet, but she's gonna vomit that right up. Being an alien.
Let's move on and see what Hulk is cooking up for Didymus.
Well, Hulk think what Hulk like eat. Hulk like beans. So, Hulk start
God.
with beans. That is all.
And finally, what has Sir Didymus cooked up for Hulk?
Well, he's really quite the man, so I assumed perhaps a steak, but to play it safe, vegetarians can be very large, and there are plenty of protein-filled vegetables. I've cooked up also my own favorite swamp tubers. Very starchy, very good. I will hope this will fill him up and that he can handle the smell. It's a bit of a test.
Now that that's done, it's time to eat. Our couples have now been seated at candlelit tables for two, and their dishes are about to be unveiled to one another. Let's see if it's love at first bite. Kratos and Talizora, what's going on at your table?
Oh, this reminds me of home. It's delicious. The burning.
I'm so glad you like it. This does smell amazing. I am going to taste it now. I think I have a fever. No, it's okay. I have a lot of antibiotics. I will probably be fine. I'm very unlikely to die because of this.
And Hulk and Didymus, what's going on at your table?
This meat smell good. But this not meat smell like Wolverine.
Well, there might have been wolverines that passed through the bog.
Stay good. Hulk maybe take vegetables to go.
And let's see what we have here. Oh, pungent. Are these? That's beans, and he digs through it a little bit, and more beans.
Yes.
A bit of bean. Oh, is this? Oh, the can is still in here.
Oh, yes. Hulk find it adds certain je ne sais quoi.
Oh, it's quite the presentation. Thank you.
Hulk spent a lot of time on road, but beans always understand Hulk. Beans always delicious. Even though Hulk is monster, beans understand.
Well, I can guarantee that I will not be offended by any odors the beans may create.
Also, large green man on can is looking at Hulk with bedroom eyes.
Dinner's over. Have these contestants had their fill of one another, or do they want seconds? We'll be answering that question shortly, but before each contestant makes their final decision, we are bringing the four contestants together for one final measure of their compatibility. That's right, it's time that we reconfigured the Eros supercomputer into the love tester. I'm going to ask each contestant a question. First, each of their 3 dates is going to guess how they will answer, and then the contestant will reveal how they really feel. Talizora, when you're having a long weekend off, how do you spend your time? What does it look like when you're having a me day? Kratos, how do you think Tally would answer this question?
She does washing many times a day. Lots of washing.
And Hulk, what do you think a day off looks like for Tally?
Hulk, be honest. Hulk really not remember Tiny Blue One. That was Puny Banner going on date with Tiny Blue One. So, taking a guess, Hulk think Tiny Blue One spend free time being puny and hiding from Hulk.
And finally, Sir Didymus.
Ah, Lady Zora, that is quite the woman. She seems very intelligent and sophisticated. Perhaps she, reads books on that strange orange thing that she occasionally looks at. She referred to it as a space Kindle. That was the closest thing she could think of to describe it to me.
And Tali, what was the real answer that you wrote down?
Usually I would sit down with a whole lot of dextro cheese and then watch Fleet and Flotilla for, I don't know, the 67th time and probably drink an entire bottle of Turian brandy by myself. And then probably take a very long nap. It's hard saving the galaxy.
All right, well, it doesn't look like anyone got that answer correct, so I will just enter that into the computer, and we will move on to Hulk. Hulk, after you've been in an argument with a partner, what do you do to make things right? How would you show your beloved that you're sorry? Talizora, how do you think that Hulk is going to answer this question?
Oh, so I didn't go on a date with this person. I went on a date with the person that he was before. So I'm not really sure, but maybe a haiku? And I'm sorry, haiku?
Sir Didymus.
Oh, well, he's quite the excitable fellow, but I believe that if he feels the need to apologize, he will use what he is best at and perhaps rip an entire flower stand out of the ground and present it.
Kratos.
Wrestling is the only way to the Green One's heart. And I believe his partner should feel the same.
And Hulk, what is the real answer that you wrote down?
Well, Hulk sometimes not good at picking up on social cues. Usually, when Hulk need to say sorry, Hulk realize it because many tanks and planes have appeared and are shooting at Hulk. And usually when that happens, Hulk jump away. So, that how Hulk say he's sorry. By jumping away.
And next up, Sir Didymus. If you had 1 day left to live, how would you spend it? Hulk, how do you think Sir Didymus would answer this question?
By eating beans.
And Kratos, how do you think Sir Didymus would spend his last day?
He would go to a lord's castle and find the area where all the knights train, and he would die from being so impressed.
Not a bad way to go out. Talizora, what do you think?
I hope that he would spend it in a field, eating some berries and painting a beautiful picture that made him happy.
And Sir Didymus, what is your real answer? If you had 1 day left to live, how would you spend it?
Well, first I would carb up by eating some beans.
Yes! Hulk is smartest one there is!
And then I would fight the largest dragon I could find.
And finally, Kratos. Kratos, what sort of bad habit is an absolute relationship deal breaker for you? Talizora, how do you think Kratos would answer this question?
I feel like being stronger than him is really upsetting to him, but he also has a lot of things about losing people, so I guess any sort of disloyalty or wandering away would really upset him.
And Hulk, what do you think is an absolute deal breaker for Kratos?
Probably if Hulk step on Ern. Like, Hulk definitely did not do that, not Hulk, that big Rockman. Rockman say it clobbering time and he step on vase, not Hulk.
And Sir Didymus, how do you think Kratos answered his question?
He seems to be very private about his past, so I suppose anyone that pestered him too much about it, he would pick up a mountain and throw it at them. So I do not recommend it.
And Kratos, what was your real answer? What sort of bad habit is an absolute relationship deal breaker for you?
Asking too many questions and laughing. I do not laugh.
All right, let me just punch all of that into our computer. And the time has come, everyone, for the final segment of the show, Getting Dem Digits. Pick the person that you'd most like to have a second date with and slip them your phone number. If two contestants pick each other, then they will earn the coveted title of OTP. If a contestant picks someone who doesn't pick them back, then I'm sorry. There are other fish in the sea, and you'll get plenty of chances to meet them, because you're going home shipless. Contestants, take this moment to secretly write down your phone number and choose the person that you want to slip it to. Kratos, who have you picked to give your phone number to?
Tally face thing on her face.
Sir Didymus, who have you picked?
Sir Didymus has pulled all the numbers off the cell phone he was given. I will be giving these phone numbers to Lady Zora. She doesn't appear to be quite as strong as the fine men, but, well, she's touched me.
Well, Tally seems to be certainly very popular. Let's go over to Hulk and see who Hulk has picked. Hulk, who have you picked to give your phone number to?
I'm so sorry, what?
Oh.
Oh no,
Hulk?
I did it again, didn't I? Where did this bow tie come from? I'm sorry. This is rather embarrassing. I don't really know what happened, but I'm holding this piece of paper, and it just says, Beard Man. Does anyone know what that means?
All right, we'll see if we can figure that one out. And let's finally, the moment of truth. Talizora, who have you picked to have a second date with?
I picked Bruce Banner.
Oh, God. Looks like everyone, all 4 contestants, are going home alone.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
As always.
Oh, such a tragedy.
It's a real shipwreck.
Well,
This is a real shipwreck.
at least I have these beans.
Hey, those look pretty good.
Oh, well, perhaps we could have some beans at my bog.
You signed a contract. You're not allowed to date each other.
Aww. So I was like, maybe if, I'm not doing anything tonight. I have a lot
Apparently
of
not.
extra antibiotics.
There are rules. We'll follow the rules.
Kratos, meet me in my trailer.
I will make you another smoothie.
Well, that was something. Time for the kid thanks. Nobody gets my smooches. Apparently.
Nobody gets anybody's smooches.
So first of all, thank you to everyone in the fan faction for helping me name my fish.
Yes.
That is what's going down in the Smash Fiction fan faction on Facebook. Get in on it. It's great.
You've also started a trend of other people asking the faction for names,
Yes.
which has turned into delightful chaos.
So over to Twitter, thank you to Jeffrey Ketchum, Sean Boyd, Andrew Young, Sandwich Surplus, Cosplay Fiend, Hayden who made a Discord group. Get on that. Florian, Jake the Fake Blank Snape, Matias Totimes, Vander Turner, and Cranch. Over to Tumblr, thank you to G Prime and Secretly a Skeleton. Shh, I'm on to you. Secretly a Skeleton.
I think he might be a skeleton.
I am 30% sure.
That's a
Secretly Skeleton is
nasty
skeleton.
rumor.
Over to Facebook, thank you to Matias Totimes and Jeffrey Ketchum. Thank you so much for spreading the love, guys. We always appreciate it.
Yeah. And speaking of spreading the love, we have our first ever Stitcher review.
What?
How did you find that?
Very randomly.
How is it even possible to leave a review on Stitcher?
Apparently it's possible. This actually brings up a good point. I only make a habit of checking Apple Podcasts for new reviews. I just happened to find this one randomly.
Yeah, because a hacker fucking apparently broke into Stitcher's code.
So if you do leave us a review on somewhere other than Apple Podcasts, just let us know,
if
Twitter,
you want us
email,
to
or-
read it.
Yes,
you want us to read
sure.
it.
This is a review from Jeff and Rick Present,
Oh.
who, if I'm not very much mistaken, are the hosts of the Unpacking the Power of Power Pack podcast. They give us 5 stars in a review titled New Listener, Happy Listener. And the review goes, just tripped over this podcast due to a shameless plug from Tighten Up the Defense. What a great show and what a great group. These are the nerdy fights I always used to have with my friends. The hosts delve deep into the back catalog of pop culture to arm themselves for the court of justice and the occasional dance-off. And yes, maybe we have a dance-off themed Smash Metafiction coming soon. Apparently, we're just letting anything fly nowadays here on the podcast. But thank you guys for the review. Very much appreciated.
Yeah, thank you, Jeff and Rick, was it?
Yeah, Jeff and Rick.
If those are your real names. Secretly a skeleton? No, probably not.
Thanks, everybody, for listening to this episode of Shipwrecked. If you like this show, let us know. If you have any feedback, let us know. We're just trying this out. If you like it, we'll bring it back. Unfortunately, this time it looked like our 4 contestants ended up passing each other like ships in the night. Maybe next time we'll be able to get one of these ships in ship shape. Next week, we're going back to regular old Smash Fiction for Roland Deshane versus Vash the Stampede.
Smash Metafiction is produced by Dan Mulcairn, with logo design by Claire Mulcairn.
Special thanks to Kevin McLeod at incompetech.com for our theme song, Who Likes to Party.
You can find us on Twitter at SmashFic Podcast and search for the Smash Fiction Podcast on Facebook, Tumblr, and YouTube.
Subscribe on Apple Podcasts or your podcatcher of choice, and if you leave us a good review, we shall become more powerful than you can possibly imagine.
Smash Fiction is made possible thanks to our supporters on Patreon at patreon.com/smashfictionpodcast. Please consider donating as little as $1 each month. It helps us keep the show going. And we have great rewards and extra content for those who help us out.
If you have any suggestions, feedback, or other contributions, send them to us at smashfictionpodcast@gmail.com and help us continue the fight.
What is your feeling on infants and their redistribution?
I have never had cause to have feelings about it, but now that you say it, I'm finding out that I do have feelings about it, and they are pretty negative.
Cutie Wolverine. Think he can snick Hulk? Ha! Ha! Hulk have last laugh. Hulk have last smash.
And
Hulk trying out new slant rhyme catchphrases.
quite good at them.
Claire, this is the happiest I've ever been.
It's really good.